SyncHub's offering is simple. We pull raw data from your cloud services, like HubSpot or Monday.com, and we store it in a relational database for your needs. To do this effectively, SyncHub needs to be able to detect and efficiently download data as it is modified by your cloud service. Data accessibility seems simple on the surface, but is in fact packed with nuance and technical challenges. So in this video series, we're diving into the 9 most important features that our technical team considers when connecting to a new cloud service. These considerations are something we call the Data Accessibility Checklist. If you are authoring your own API, we encourage you to keep these in mind during development in order to ensure that your data is accessible to your users. So, with that in mind, let's move on to our second video, paging. In our last video on date modification filters, we talked about how they are used to split your data across queries. Paging is about splitting your data within a single query. If your query is going to return 200,000 results, the process would take a very long time to run through. And if there is a single interruption at any point, you've likely lost the entire block of data and have to start again. Paging mitigates this issue by breaking the result into smaller chunks, called pages, and returning them one at a time. Say 1,000 pages, each with 200 records. This means that any interruption will lose you only 200 records of data. Plus, it gives both systems time to breathe between requests, keeping the servers free-flowing for other consumers. The most basic paging method works by appending the page number and optionally the page size variable to your request payload. Say you are requesting this dataset with 5 records using a page size of 2. Then it would take these 3 requests to get all the data. Note the incrementing page number. We know we have reached the final page when the number of results is less than the page size. However, say there were 6 records in the dataset, it would still take us 3 requests to get all the data, but then we would need to make a 4th request to see an empty page to make sure that there are no more records. The other common paging method involves returning metadata to the payload of your first call that includes the URL for the next page. Using this method, the developer does not have to track and increment the page number variable. They simply make a subsequent call to the URL provided in the last query. If this is the last page, the next URL parameter will be blank or absent, so there is never any need to make an extra call. It is for these reasons that paging with metadata is preferable over paging with query parameters, though both are acceptable solutions. This has been an overview of paging, the second point on our data accessibility checklist. For more info, check out the link to our blog post in the video description and join us next time as we dive into data structures.